Imagine the structure of a house. It probably has at least 4 walls, a door, some windows, and a roof. But all of these aspects of the house rely on the foundation. The foundation provides the support that helps hold the rest of the house up. So what were to happen if that foundation were to begin to fall apart? You can imagine that the rest of the house would begin to topple down as well. And this is exactly what happens in northern ecosystems when the permafrost begins to thaw. Permafrost is ground that remains frozen all year round and in most cases has been frozen for a long period of time. In ecosystems where permafrost is present, it acts as the foundation which helps support the vegetation, just like the foundation of a house. But how does a foundation that's been strong and sturdy for so long suddenly begin to fall apart? Well, previous research has shown that permafrost is sensitive to changes in climate. At high northern latitudes, where permafrost is most prevalent, temperatures have been increasing at a rate greater than the global average. And while a substantial amount of research has been done to study the effects of climate change on permafrost conditions, we don't have a lot of information about how the weakening foundation will directly impact the vegetation above. While 24% of land in the northern hemisphere has permafrost underneath it, our understanding of the relationship between climate, permafrost, and vegetation has relied on data from either a small number of sites or probability models that use only surface level data. My research looks to address this issue by directly relating changes in the condition of the permafrost to changes in vegetation at several sites across a gradient of permafrost conditions. I measure changes in the condition of the permafrost by using long-term permafrost monitoring sites located along the Mackenzie Valley in the Northwest Territories. At each site, a very deep hole was drilled into the ground and temperature probes were placed at various depths to record any changes in ground temperature. Using the change in ground temperature, I can determine how the condition of the permafrost has changed over time. And with some sites having over 30 years of data, I can relate changes in the condition of the permafrost to changes in vegetation. Now, unfortunately, the permafrost monitoring sites were not set up to record information about the vegetation as well. So I instead used historic satellite imagery to measure yearly changes in the vegetation at each site. Finally, using the change in the condition of the permafrost and the change in vegetation, I can evaluate the impact that the crumbling foundation has had on the vegetation. And this can hopefully help us make predictions about what the vegetation in our northern ecosystems will look like and better understand the impacts of climate change. With so many of us spending time in our homes, we know how important it is to have a strong foundation.